Welcome to the Forum Thread Podcast. I am your host, Darkwing Dre, and here with me tonight, well, I guess I'm an old groove.
You did it!
Oh,
you did it!
You know, old habits are really fucking hard to break, and everyone just...
Now they don't know who you are. We gotta.
I like how you were about to not even catch it.
I'm like, yeah, I was just about... Anyway, moving on. Here with me tonight, I've got Ray.
Hello.
Mr. Wartburg.
What up?
Chaos Mana.
Hey.
Dejan Lee.
I'm bored out of my gourd.
And La Zelda.
Hello.
Hello. And I guess we're going to start off by talking about Mr. Wartburg and why he's feeling so fabulous right now.
Because of oxycodone, and it's awesome.
Drugs
What
are
is
amazing.
in OxyContin? Is it OxyContin
What?
or oxycodone?
They're two different things.
Oxymorphone? There's too many oxys.
Oxymoron.
This is like
Morons?
This
I
is-
said it first. My joke.
yeah. This is like a
Points!
lesser version
Points to
of
Zelda.
that.
Oh, do we get?
Ooh,
points
I'm gonna
now
award
on the
points
podcast?
at random
That'd be
points during
awesome.
this. Get it?
Do
Points.
it.
Okay.
He's
It'll
Drew
be like
Carey.
on the Sims where we get points for useless things.
I was thinking more
Oh,
like.
I thought
Whose
you were
Line's
saying
Anywhere.
about like the Whose Line
That's
Is
what
It
I'm
Anywhere.
doing. Points.
Anywhere.
Oh.
Anywhere.
Welcome to the podcast where the points don't matter.
I don't trust
Traveling.
that show.
Dude, did any of you guys watch the new Whose Line?
The new
I have
one
been.
I had.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
what's
did
the
not
what?
know the voice of Lana was the.
Yeah,
the-
Aisha Tyler.
I didn't know that. I was blown away last weekend.
So somebody doesn't watch
How do
the
you
opening
not-
credits, like, ever.
What are we talking about?
How do you not know?
I just
Her voice is
didn't
pretty
connect. No,
standout-ish.
here's what happened.
How? Like, it's not like she's got a special voice for being Voice? Lana. Words are hard. Shut up. It's not like she's got a special voice. It's just her normal talking voice.
I just didn't.
It's not like it's
didn't
mad.
Fucking
connect.
Lana.
I didn't connect. It's from Archer. You ever watch
From
Archer?
Archer.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen the new season.
Well, we're talking about the host of Whose Line is the voice of Lana in the show. So if you've seen the first episode, you know who Lana is. Yeah.
I don't watch Whose Line, so that's okay. I
but
know
anyway.
what we're talking about now, but it doesn't help me any.
Anyway, blown away. It was funny. She did like a call to the audience, like say, "Hey, choose a name," and somebody yelled, "Get Lana," and she goes, "Not Lana," and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Lana!"
Lana!
Do you think she gets that all the freaking time? In, like, the
Probably.
audience?
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
I bet every show she has for stand-up that happens.
Because she's like the best character on the show. She's always so angry.
I love
All right,
Lana.
sorry for distracting from.
Yeah, it's called like the show's called Archer, but I watch it for Lana. She's my favorite character. That and
like-
his mother.
Yeah.
I love his mother. She's so
Lucille.
something.
Something.
I don't know. I don't want to
That
say.
was really descriptive. Thank you so
I don't wanna
much.
say
That
that-
was a great story and
You
a
know what?
fantastic
You know what?
contribution.
I like this
It had
character
so many layers.
because she's a character.
No, okay. So like she's kind of outspoken.
She's
kind of
she's an old
go-getter,
drunk.
but she's also kind of evil. She's got one-liners up the wazoo. She loves her son, but she hates him at the same time. It's like she's just really complex.
Do you
and
want
kind
ants?
of
Because
evil.
this is how you get ants.
Anyway,
I think
anyways,
everything's
so,
going to make Mr. Warburg laugh tonight.
I hope not.
Yeah.
It still kind of hurts. Like I have an 1.5-inch deep wound in my stomach right now, and it sucks.
Because of
Wait,
that,
so I
because
have
of
a
that
question.
gang fight you got in.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I got
So-
stabbed.
Are you a
Mr.
Crip or a
Warburg.
Blood?
I'm
What's the question?
Yeah, so my question is, it's actually about the procedure. Like, I know, like, you had some of your intestines taken out, and then on your last post you said you had some put back in. Like, whose
no.
were they, and how much were put in?
Look, if you can have fecal transplants, I'm sure you can have intestinal
Well, that's actually
transplants,
might
okay?
be the end game for Crohn's disease treatments if they can't make a cure, is just grow new intestines. But that's another point. What I had last July was called a ileostomy. An ileostomy. So they resected parts of my intestines, took out 16 inches, which is on top of the 9 I lost 3 years ago now. Then last Monday they took down the ileostomy, which is a bag that is on the outside of your body from the small intestine, and they
I've
reversed
seen those.
that. So I've been reconnected, and I have a working asshole.
Woo.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
I have a question. If we're down this, if we're
Do it.
going down
Do
this
it.
path,
go for it. I'm up for it.
Shoot!
Since you've had the bag for
Sorry.
you've had the bag for since last July, right?
Yep.
So it's almost a full year.
Yeah, right after RTX.
What have you actually been able to use your asshole at this point?
Yeah, it
just
ain't fun
try it
though.
out?
Let me tell you.
Yeah, he posted
like
about
like
this
what
the
is
other
that
day.
like if you literally don't use your butt for almost a year, and then all of a sudden
It
Thank you
gets
for
it gets
asking
raw
that.
really, really fast. Let's go with that.
oh god.
Yeah,
I haven't worked it
it's
out
fun.
in a while.
That's why the oxycodone is so important right now.
The oxycodone is
God.
for your asshole.
That's literally it. Like that's the only pain I have right now is that like my stomach's fine. I'm moving around fine. I could go drive if I needed to. I feel
Unless
great.
you sneeze.
Except oh my god, sneezing hurts. Oh my fucking god, that seriously hurts. That and dropping your phone on top of your incisions. God damn, that hurt. But I still have a bruise for that. For almost like 4 days now, I got a bruise.
What if you drop your phone on your butt?
Well, that'd be a different kind of problem
Okay.
because then like my arms wouldn't, like my head would be turned around completely and I'd be dead. But
Wait, so when they took your bag away and reconnected everything, did they just reconnect everything, or did they actually put
no,
like
just reconnected
more?
what was already there.
Okay, so they just
they left the
reconnected-
large intestine to heal because last July was actually 2 surgeries in 3 days. The second one was not the plan. It's like after you have a resection and you get sewn back up and they put you back in the room, there's like a 3 to 5% chance that those sutures will fail and you will have developed like a leak, basically.
Oh, that would be
And
bad.
it
Oh
happened.
my God.
It happened overnight, and when they woke me up in the morning to do an X-ray, which hurt like hell because to start with, they had to stick a needle in my abdomen and then withdraw stuff. But they couldn't find the leak, so they were like, "Well, we don't want you to have any more problems, so we're going to emergency." Like right after the X-ray, took me into the OR. I didn't have a pain blocker that time, which that sucked. And then they disconnected the large intestine from the small intestine and put the bag on.
Jeez.
That
And so
sounds
now this surgery is
nightmarish.
just attaching the small intestine right back up to the large intestine.
So
and
you are wearing the bag again right now? Or
nope,
No.
I'm not.
Okay.
Thank God though, because my skin was not a fan of that, like at all.
Ugh,
I
yeah.
bet it chafed after a while, didn't it?
Well, I apparently developed a allergy to the adhesive,
What?
Oh my god.
and being the stubborn asshole that I am, I kind of didn't tell the doctor for like a couple months
That's kind of
Why?
a big deal, dude.
because I hate doctors. Like I've been going to the doctor since I
mean,
was
I-
10.
I mean,
Like,
he
I'm
prefaced
25.
it
Did
with he's
that,
a stubborn asshole. I mean, that's the reason.
I am a stubborn asshole.
But
I fucking hate
still.
doctors. My doctor is an asshole. I hate him.
Well, tell us how you really.
My surgeon hates my doctor. And,
Jesus.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, that was so. Yeah, if you guys ever have an ostomy bag, which I pray you don't let that kind of shit go because your skin is not doesn't bounce back that fast.
But don't you want that shit to go? Whatever.
Different connotation.
Mhm. Well, again, that was better than the joke I was trying to make earlier. So kudos for trying.
What's the joke you were trying to make? I missed it.
No, we'll not go there.
No, go ahead.
No, instead, let's talk about this purple squirrel thing. You saw the post,
Wait.
didn't you, Zelda?
What?
That's I don't know
Context.
what to make of that. There is no context. It's literally exactly what it sounds like. Someone caught a squirrel. They had traps set up around like their bird feeder or whatever to catch squirrels that were getting into stuff, and they go and they release them elsewhere. And Purple One ended up in the cage.
Was it like covered in
And no
paint
one
or
really-
something?
So that's like everyone's got a hypothesis because they went on and like everyone like got to see it. You know, they showed all their neighbors.
Are
and
there
then they
people
took
seeing
and
it as gold?
Released it back into the wild.
They just
So-
released it. How do we know that they didn't like spray paint his trap squirrel?
I know.
And they're
Well,
like,
that's
oh
the
my
thing. is
god!
Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" You know, they must have like painted it or whatever. But it's like looking at the picture, like it doesn't look like
First
paint.
and fo-
Yeah,
It
first
has
and
to, like it's dyed
I
somehow.
like the theory
and
that
whether
it
it's
like fell into a public toilet with the blue
Like-
water.
First and foremost, is
yeah,
everybody
like it fell
seeing the
into a
same
porta
color?
potty. Oh, do not even.
Like everybody
go
agrees
there.
it's purple,
The
correct?
squirrel was not wearing a dress. It was fine.
Didn't
The
escape from
squirrel's
the
fucking
zoo.
purple.
But you know what was interesting in that article that he linked to it? This is actually like the third purple squirrel that has
It's a
been
phenomenon.
like recorded. And one theory about it is
Oh.
that it might have too much. Is it bromide? I think is how you say it.
Yeah, that was the one. The one thing that I saw across all of them is that it was the hypothesis about something about there being too much bromide in its system. And I'm trying to remember what exactly the theory was behind it. It's like it's something that's seen in like funguses and things like
and
that,
also
where
mollusks.
if there's too much bromide in it, that was it. Yeah, if there's too much bromide in it, they turn purple. So they're like, it must be happening to the squirrel. I'm like, mollusks and funguses are not nearly the same physiology as a squirrel.
Yeah.
I kind of doubt that it's like, oh, too much bromide in this thing makes that purple, so that must have too much bromide because it's also purple. My crayon is not chock full of bromide.
You know what?
There's other things that make
The
it
only
purple.
way to settle this is for science. I have a whole bunch of squirrels outside my apartment complex. We can catch one and feed it bromide and see if it turns purple.
Oh my. You know what? I don't want to be involved in that at all.
I do.
So
It's
you
for
do it.
science.
You just let me know what
It's for science.
happens.
Come on.
It's
and,
for science. It's okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to be all
If there's
for
anything
the
that
science.
Portal taught us is you can do anything in the name of science.
Oh my god.
Okay,
As long as
Hitler,
there's
calm
cake.
down.
As long as there's cake, that's the.
Yeah, that's
more
what
like
all types of
jello.
squirrels.
Dr.
Feed the
Mingala?
squirrel cake afterwards. How about that? It'll be like a
Bromide
peanut
cake. There we go.
Bromide
God.
cake. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, what does bromide taste like? I don't know.
Tastes like purple.
It's not going to be good.
Probably disgusting.
I'm gonna go with that.
To give you some context, bromine, which is essentially bromide, but not exactly the same. Before someone's a smartass, they use that as a substitute for chlorine in pools.
Wait, so
So,
does it turn
just so
people
you know.
purple when they swim in the pool?
Have you ever noticed a purple person coming out of a pool?
Can't say I have, no.
Then probably
So
not.
too
Well,
many-
we have saltwater
Yeah.
pools
I've seen
around here,
purple
so-
urine in a pool, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you pee, it
Oh, yeah.
shows
Chlorine,
up.
I've
yeah,
never
chlorine
been in
turns
one of
your
those
pee
pools
purple.
that
Yeah.
turns your pee colors.
Well, if you ever pee... Never mind. Not gonna ask that question.
Nope. No, you got it now.
I was just gonna ask if you'd ever
Have you tested?
pissed in a pool.
I have
Are you that
lots
guy?
and lots of younger cousins. They pee in the pool like no one's business. Or at least they used to when I hung out with them.
Well, then, whatever city who is running that pool is not doing a good enough job sanitizing the pool.
Is that what that means?
So-
What if there's none in it? Like
well, it's,
around
they
here.
put in stuff to discourage people from pissing in the water, because that's just really unsanitary.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
it's not in there, then
Pee
you have no idea
sterile?
people are...
Say what?
what?
Transmission of
From-
bodily fluids can sometimes happen through urine, so... Kinda
'cause, like
discouraged.
from Dodgeball, it's just he says it's sterile and he likes the taste.
Well, there's
so-
95% water, give or take, but it's the transmission of bodily fluid parts that people don't want.
Ah,
I have a question.
With good reason.
Ask. We love questions.
What the heck is a fustercluck?
A fustercluck?
A fustercluck is what happens when you screw up saying clusterfuck. And it's kind of like the safe way to say clusterfuck when you're like at work or something. You can call it a fustercluck.
And now you have it on a T-shirt.
And now we have it on a t-shirt. So it happened in a stream. I was doing a long stream. And confusion happened between
Was your
me
tiara
and the
on?
chat and talking fast. My tiara was actually not on because I was Necrodancer on release day, so I didn't want it to have any alcohol because I wanted to enjoy the full game as I should. But I also streamed for like 5 hours, so somewhere in the middle, I just kind of lost it a little bit, and Fustercluck happened, and that the chat kind of ran with it. And we decided that the Fustercluck was totally gonna be
Team
like
name.
it was while we were trying to we were trying to figure out how I was supposed to like welcome people who follow in the channel. Like everyone's got something they say when somebody follows, and I was like, I need to come up with something. And Fustercluck had just happened when someone else joined. I was like, welcome to Team Fustercluck, and then we're like, oh my god, the team needs a mascot. And then Raph was like, I'm bored at work, here you go, and just like sketched something out like in 10 minutes and posted it on Rooster Teeth, and we were
What
cracking
did
up
he
about
sketch?
that.
What was the sketch?
It's a sassy chicken. It's like doing like the one finger up, like, oh no, you didn't kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was pretty hilarious. And then I was like, oh my god, that kind of needs to be on a shirt. And then we talked a little bit later, and he drew it up in digital form and cleaned it up and like gave the sassy chicken has eyeshadow and everything. And
Where can I?
and it's actually go
Where
ahead.
can I get one of these shirts? Because I want one.
So we were putting it together because I was like, I need this on a shirt, and then a couple other people were like, I want this on a shirt too, and I was like, fuck it, let's just make this a thing for everybody. So I actually put it on Teespring earlier. I worked with Raph on it and everything. So let me
I've never used
find the
Teespring.
link for
like,
it.
How
It's
does
a
it, how
t-shirt
does
site.
it work? Okay.
So yeah, it's a t-shirt site. So it's pretty much just a way that like if somebody wants to like make shirts but doesn't want to have to try to like guess what they need up front or anything like that. You can put it on here, and they just require like a certain minimum gets hit because that covers their costs. And that way then, as long as you hit a minimum, then everyone gets their shirt printed. It gets printed professionally. I don't have to worry about it. It's just they print them and they send them straight to whoever ordered them. So it's pretty easy like that. All right, so
Yes,
I found
link
it. So
me.
yeah, so
Link me, please.
so we were like, this has to be a
Link
shirt,
me.
and then it cracked me up way too much. And then what cracked me up even further is Raph tweeted me earlier, and he was like, so I was totally on Tumblr, and this popped up in the sidebar, and there was an ad from Teespring for the Fuster Clutch shirt, and I about pissed
Holy
myself.
shit.
I was like, I know it's like the ad's gonna show up like based on like search history and stuff, so of course he was like already there, so it makes sense that it showed up, but I was still like, that's the thing that happened.
Yeah, he should have taken a
yeah.
screenshot of that and been like, bam.
Oh, he did. Yeah, when he tweeted me, he was like, check this out, and it was he took a screenshot of it.
Oh, that's glorious. Absolutely glorious.
It was
So,
yeah.
once we get our website up, Lee, are we going to have our own T-shirt section?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I thought about it, but I don't want to talk about this online, though. Let's talk about it later.
We'll talk about it, because Teespring is one of those things you only run it for like a short period of time. Like this shirt, you can only order this for like, I think I said it for like 3 weeks. And then,
usually in order to actually produce our own shirts, that would be an actual production cost to do anything more than a special batch of
and
shirts.
I'm
for us.
obsessive.
We'll talk
and
later. I had
Yeah,
thoughts
we
about
get it.
what we could do, but we'll talk about that afterwards. But Fusion is saying he got the ad for the Fuster Cluck shirt on Facebook, so now I'm like super happy.
Yes.
That was the hardest part about like setting it up. It asked you to like pick tags so that way they can properly advertise it, and I'm like, what? And you can pick 5, and I'm like, what? How do I categorize this?
Yeah, I could see like...
That's where WTF is a category.
Yeah,
WT
no
fuck.
should be.
So Raph drew up a pretty sassy chicken, and I was like, I need one of these. So myself, Mary, and Jackie are all for sure getting some.
I love it.
I like Raph. He's
So,
got a cool beard. He's kind of what
He does have a
my
cool
goal
beard.
is. So
So has anybody checked out the Apple Watch?
That's
I
retarded.
have for
I-
work.
some
and-
people,
I've seen someone at my work be using it in front of me.
I haven't gotten to play with one yet. I want to just play with one and then just like forget about it.
That's kind of what Ken did. He went and played around with one, and he was like, you know what? I'm not impressed.
Well, the whole
Yeah.
thing, the concept is fucked up. Like, you have to have an iPhone with you, and it has to be connected to the iPhone.
Right,
Yeah,
really?
You have
Yeah.
I thought it was like a mini
No,
device so that
it's
if you
not
didn't want to be carrying
standalone.
around your
It's-
phone.
incredibly frustrating.
That's
Like,
Yeah.
it's so dumb. And
Well, that's the problem with most smartwatches is they're like basically add-ons for your phone.
yeah, it's really until those things stand alone, I will never get one. I mean,
The best smartwatch is the Moto 360. That's by far the best.
is that like a phone basically?
No, it's a Motorola. They make some phones, but it's kind of like a third-party one. But it like looks like a legit watch. Has a really nice band to it. It's like an actual like dress watch band. And there are different ones you can get. It's like half the cost of an iWatch. Does all the same stuff and has a much better looking display.
How much
I think
are
that's
the
the one that Ken was
iWatches?
looking at. He was super impressed with it, and I looked at it and I'm like, that
Yeah.
looks just like a regular watch. He's like, I
Exactly.
know, but it's
It's
a
a great watch.
smartwatch. I'm like, oh.
And it's not even that much. It's like $250, which for a nice watch
Oh,
is pretty similar to a nice watch.
I guess so, but that just it seems like an overall waste when it is just like an extension rather than what I
It's an
originally
add-on.
thought it was.
Until
I will say,
until it
though,
stands on its own, it's
The
just,
Microsoft ones are freaking cool.
yeah.
My boss has one.
Oh, there's a Microsoft
mean,
alternative.
It's kind of like a
alternate.
Fitbit more than a watch. Like,
I don't know.
in
I
that
never
sense.
trust Microsoft with their tablet
Well,
the
interface.
Cortana stuff is freaking amazing. That voice to text, it's perfect. We tested it with my boss. Like we gave it like all the words we could think of, did it every time perfectly, nailed it. He would just speak into his wrist thing. Like my assistant manager got into a crash at lunch, so she like texted him, was like, "Hey, I want to be late," and then he just put his like wrist up by his mouth. He's like, "Cool, that's fine. See you later," and it immediately texted her those exact words with the right punctuation and spacing.
Oh, dude.
awesome.
Now
And the
see,
inflections.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great, and it blew me away. But he's like, "Yeah, nobody uses a Windows phone, so this will never be a thing."
Yeah.
Wait, and aren't a lot of the non-Apple smartwatches actually standalone? Like you don't have to pair them
Yeah.
to a phone if you don't want to?
Quite a lot of them are.
Well, it's the thing. I don't think you have to have it paired. Only if you want to interact with your contacts and like send messages and stuff like that. Like you can still browse the web on it.
And it does pair a lot. A lot of them do pair to most PCs for things like fitness tracking and stuff over the long term. It'll pair to your computer.
It has general Bluetooth and shit like that.
Now, has anybody seen the commercials where it shows, since you haven't seen it in real life, like where it shows you like them thumbing through all the little tiny app widgets on the phone on the watch's face? Mm-hmm. Like, I personally think that's the most ridiculous setup.
I don't know who has fingers that are that dexterous.
It's
though.
user.
Like,
it is actually. I find I play with it just a little bit. And I find it user friendly. Like I still believe Apple does touch and their iOS system. I think they do touch the best. I think, and I think it's just it sucks that they introduced their first item and it's just not good enough. But I trust them the most still with their interface, and I think it plays well.
I don't know. I've never been a fan of their interface. It's kind of like with my phone that I have. It's a Note 3 Droid. Using Lollipop, I think is what the operating system is. Mm-hmm. But I can customize it to look like however I want. So I have an app that tells me what the weather is just by when I open it up. And
do you have the angry weather app? The one that curses at you? Tells you
No,
it's fucking cold out.
Oh my god, that sounds
my girlfriend.
I just wanted to say it's gonna rain.
I need to add that to my phone now that I know about it. But
I'll get the name of the app for you. But...
Yes, please do. But
yes, please do.
I have mine customized to where it looks exactly how I want it. All the apps that I don't really use, I keep tucked away in the app drawer. But when I open up my phone, I have this nice, neat layout where everything is exactly where I put it, along with some apps that are actually open, so I can take notes with the stylus and whatever if I want. Whereas, like with the Apple phones, you look at them and it's like it is the app drawer when you look at it. You have all those apps. It's not. You can't really customize it. You can pick which apps are in which order, but it's still like one giant app drawer. I really don't like that interface.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot less like user friendly when it comes to the customer, like for that type of.
And my big thing is like Apple has always prided itself on making revolutionary products. Lately, all their stuff's been reactionary. Like other people made Ultrabooks, like powerful Ultrabooks first. They didn't. Other people have made smartwatches and smartphones and bigger smartphones first, and Apple didn't. A lot of their decision making the last have been behind the curve instead of making the curve.
And that's what happens when you have like someone who's actually a pretty progressive CEO, and then he kind of kicks the bucket, and you have someone else that just kind of has to take his place.
Well, at this point, the legacy, Tim Cook. But the way they set up the legacy is like everybody's going to go for that Apple product anyway. Like they don't even have to work for it anymore.
I know, and it's sad that they're ready to just sit back and be like, yeah, it doesn't really matter what we put out as long as it says "I" in front of it. People are going to buy it.
Well, and they're going to lose market share to that, and they already kind of have.
I still trust. I like the Apple. I like a lot of what they do. I'm not like I don't buy everything they do. Like I don't like the iPad Mini. I think that was the stupidest idea ever. And I have an iPhone 6, and it's too fucking big. And I think I like small phones. I wish my phone was smaller again. But anyway, by the way, the app is called Authentic Weather. Look that up.
Authentic Weather. Okay, I'm going to look that up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking that up.
Please, carry on.
I still trust Apple. I still love MacBooks and stuff like that. But it's the fact that they just like sat and waited and then they introduced an inferior product. It's just like, come on, guys. You're supposed to be the market leaders. Like, come on. Do what you're meant to do.
Yeah, like that new MacBook. Like, what the hell?
The MacBook with the less ports?
It's the size of the Pro, not as powerful as the Air, all around just a weird as fuck machine.
Mm-hmm.
They're deciding, hey, let's make that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Warburg should be their sales.
I don't get it because like their whole thing has always been we're going to make two of everything, like a really good one and like a more not consumer based, but like two tiers almost.
Economy.
Yeah, but it's still going to be well made, well produced, and the best. And they're really getting away from that. Like, and the same thing happened in the '90s, like after Jobs left the first time or was fired or whatever, and they spiraled out and made some really dumb decisions. He comes back.
Did he
refocuses?
Did he come back in before or after the first iPod?
Oh, the iPod was him.
The iPod was
He
him.
he came in, what was it? Was it 2000 or like somewhere around there?
My brother said that to me the other day. I'm like, I don't think that's right, and I didn't look it up at the time because I was drunk.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
He was there for the iPod.
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
But
I
like, and
this
other
app.
companies are really stepping their game up in that, like a lot of Apple's
What's your current
core
weather,
market share.
Dark?
Oh, it couldn't connect, but this is what it says. Could not load the fucking weather. You couldn't find your current position. Sad crying face. Please check the location services and are enabled and try again. And then the button says, meh, try again.
I can't get this app on my
Could
iPhone.
not
So
load the fucking weather. I can already tell him.
Okay.
uh,
You can't even load the fucking weather. What's wrong with you, Dark?
Hello, were you able to get it?
Oh, let me
Fucking
tell
brain
you.
freeze. Fuck yeah, ice cream. Okay.
So, what I tried to do, I no longer am with Verizon. I've got the Note 3, which is the Verizon Note 3. But to save a whole bunch of money, I switched over to Cricket with this not really a family plan, but it's like a share plan that Ken's on and a couple other people. So my bill went down from about $80 a month to $15 a month. Downside is, like, I had to put the Cricket SIM card in here, and the phone is still thinks it's a Verizon phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what I need to do is I need to root this motherfucker, and then I can do what I want with it. However, with the particular the operating system I have on here, which I think is it's KitKat. I think it's KitKat. KitKat 4.4.4.
I get so confused with the candy names.
And
Yeah.
I cannot root it. There's no roots available for this phone. So I did the most stupid thing ever. I went to YouTube and was like, does anybody know how to do this? And I found some really obscure videos. And someone's
Oh,
like,
no.
well, there's this thing from China that can probably do it. And I'm like,
Oh,
well,
good.
I can give it a try.
That's helpful.
No, it didn't do
Oh,
anything.
okay.
It didn't do a damn thing. Didn't do anything to my computer. Didn't do anything to my phone. It just failed.
Probably gave you a bunch of
then
viruses.
No, that one didn't do anything. But then I found another one from India, and I'm like, huh, India. Well, I'll give this one a try. And that one did not do anything to my phone, but oh my glob, did it fuck up my computer. I spent the next 2 hours tracking down the Trojan virus that it gave me.
Why would you download that in the first place? Come on, man.
He's
Because
desperate to get his
I
phone
wanted
to
my phone
working.
to work the way I wanted it to, and I'm really good at removing viruses, so
Here-
I have a clean system now.
Here's my thing. Whenever you look at anything like a software thing like that, like this is a fix or something, download this, Google that file name and see what people say. And if a bunch of people go, fuck that, do not download it.
Well,
Because
see, I
if you
can
don't
do
know
that
where
with
it's
the
from,
Chinese
if it's
one.
from somewhere foreign, if it's like some random link in a Reddit feed, Google it first. And if they tell you
Well, it
fuck
wasn't
that,
the program
avoid
itself.
it.
It was the programs that were attached to the program. That was
Right.
the problem. I
If
think it
you
was the
if you
actual website that was
researched it,
downloading the problem.
it might have saved it. That's fair
Yeah,
warning. I've
that's the
done the
thing.
exact same thing you've done
I
before
don't know how
too.
to
That's why
research
I'm
anything
passionate
that's
about
in
it.
Hindi, you see. Like, at least Google translated the Chinese for me, so I could
God.
do that. But the other website was in Hindi, and I
That's
couldn't
even
get
worse,
Google to
dude. You
translate
couldn't
it.
even
I
This is
just
why
came
you
back
need to learn
that.
Hindi.
Like, wow. Like,
Like, if you had the foresight to learn Hindi, then this would
You
have
should've
been
known
well
that.
there.
You see, like, I tried, and I failed, and it's kind of funny. I can tell the story, and I got all the viruses off my computer. It's a clean operating system again. Well, holy shit.
Did you reformat the entire thing?
No. It wasn't that bad.
Jesus.
It was just kind of like a bunch of those annoying pop-up things.
to advertise more of
Yeah.
the software.
Click on
Yeah.
these for more options. I'm
I
into
kept
it.
on trying to install stuff, and I'm like, no. Pull up the menu and just be like, nope. Crash application. Crash application. Crash application.
We've detected that your computer has viruses. Pay $5.99 to help
Yeah, I had
remove
one of
them.
those
None,
pop-ups.
none
So
of
the
that
whole
shit affects my MacBook, by the way.
The whole time I was running one of my
Not an
anti-malware
excuse for
programs, I
inferior
kept on
hardware.
having to crash these programs in the background so that they wouldn't install. But yeah, I did that. Had to play around inside the not the BIOS files, but one of the viruses actually put itself inside the actual program of Windows. But I was able to pull that out too,
Nice.
so it was pretty easy to remove.
Hey, Lo, were you able to get your gaming PC info that you wanted?
Sort of, kind of, not really-ish. I don't know. I have a little bit of a better idea what I'm looking for now. Because it sounded like a very circular thing. Because I'm like, I still don't understand how it is so circular.
Because it's round?
So like, my computer took a shit, like, massively, and, like, it is really on its last legs right now. Because it was never...
Well, that's why you should have
when
put
I
an
bought this
ostomy bag
3 year...
on it.
I kind of
That
want
was
to
actually
do
pretty
that
good.
as a joke now.
I have some
Oh, yeah,
supplies
you
left.
would-
Just saying.
Points!
Points, right there.
So,
I will
today.
pay you. I will pay
I
you.
haven't I
1,000
haven't been
points.
awarding points. Fuck, I need to
You know
constantly
what?
do that.
Yeah, Mr. Wartburg, I will award you 150 points if you mail your old ostomy bag. to
Wait, what?
Zelda.
Attach a USB port to it.
don't. Yeah.
Well, it won't be
If
used.
you
Come
have a
on, give me some
If you
credit.
somehow have a clean, unused one just laying around,
Yes,
send me that.
I
and will
do.
hook that up to my
I
computer.
think maybe. I tried to
Okay,
time it
we'll-
out
we'll
so when I
talk.
had surgery, I didn't have any left because it was like $200 to get the supplies every month.
Holy
but
shit.
Oh my
Good
God.
lord.
yeah, and insurance wasn't covering it until I hit my $8,000 of out-of-pocket expenses.
What?
God, insurance
What?
sucks balls.
Ouch. Yeah, that's
I
what they
can't
call the
afford
donut hole.
$500 a month in insurance, so I
Good
pay $300
lord.
for a decent deductible, but not the best one. I only work at Best
Oh
Buy.
my God.
Yeah, you gotta work with
Okay.
what you got. That's true.
Exactly. Thankfully, my sister doesn't make me pay rent, which is awesome.
Yay, sister.
Yeah.
Pat her on the back.
Yeah,
I'll eventually get her a car or something when I have money. But,
So anyway,
'cause
you're gonna
I owe
send
her a lot of
Zelda
money.
one of your bags, right?
Yes, if
Is this
I
gonna
have
happen?
one left. Yeah.
Or just,
Right now,
you know,
it's now it's just shitting in her bed.
rinse an old
You
one
should
out.
probably take it off your bed.
Just don't tell
First
her.
off.
An old one.
You don't want that on your bed.
Just, why do you think he keeps his old ones? Why would you keep your used shit
A
bag?
memento, you know, of a life's
No.
past or something.
Nah.
I don't know.
Nah.
I don't think you'd want to keep those as a memento. Like, I think they would be an annoyance as much as
When
yourself. You just
when
want to
they
get rid of
they're
them.
just
as
piled up
soon
in
as
the
you
corner
could.
and they just serve no purpose. You can't really use them.
I
You
mean,
could
I
use
guess
them as
some people do
Ziploc
save their
bags or
fingernail
something, or like
clippings.
translate them exactly.
No.
Recycling. But
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The
exactly.
only way they
do something-
close is over your own skin. So
Oh, I don't like that at all. No, that sounds terrible.
yeah,
This is just gonna get worse if we keep going down this path.
yeah, I
We're
know.
just-
All right, someone, please, for the love of God, change the subject.
has
Wait,
anyone seen the new
but-
Muppets
So-
trailer?
But
No,
have
go
you
ahead.
ever
You-
had sex while wearing one of those?
I was gonna go with getting drunk at a Taco Bell.
Do
That'd
that.
be awesome.
Let's go to
Yeah,
that.
that sounds interesting, but Ray, what
Points.
the hell did you just say?
Well, no, because my sister's friend has one of those bags now, and he has a fiance, and I'm wondering, how does sex go? You wear a
I
bag.
thought you said sex.
Well,
okay.
I don't know if I'd be able to answer that. So.
Oh.
Google it.
Aw. Can you or can you not? That's the real question.
Yeah, as long as your abdominal muscles don't suck. Yeah.
Oh, see,
what
there you
what
go,
would the
Ray.
other
Ask-
party feel about a poop bag?
Well, that's on them, isn't
Well,
it?
if they like him enough, they'll get over it.
Hopefully, it's not on them.
You know what I mean.
Then things have gone wrong.
Yeah.
Or you
clearly.
can find the person who's really into that.
Yeah, that is a fetish.
No, please.
That is a fetish.
Just appropriately empty before you start.
Is it a fetish?
Ugh.
Yes.
But-
Of course
a
it is.
Does it
Good
fill
lord.
randomly? Like, you have no
Oh, wait.
control over
Well,
it.
yeah, you have no control over it because it's your intestine.
Yeah, I think that's a mood killer.
Like. Anyway,
Yes, anyway.
getting drunk
Taco
at a Taco
Bell.
Bell. Which, by the way,
Speaking of leaking shit
yeah,
unexpectedly.
exactly. That was my segue. But yeah, in Chicago, did I put the link in the Skype chat? I think I did. Yeah, I
I
did.
thought you did. Yeah.
Somewhere. No, did I?
Send it to the
I don't
Twitch
know.
chat too.
It's
Just-
not in here.
Just
Okay.
link it again.
I can't. I don't have permissions.
Oh.
Give
oh,
him
that's
permissions.
Kevin's.
What is this?
Anyway, it's there. They're the first Taco Bell to apply for a liquor license. It's in Chicago. They haven't built the place yet. They're building it from the ground up to be more like a bar type situation than a traditional Taco Bell restaurant. And if they do it, they will be the first Taco Bell to ever allow you to get alcohol legally
Here.
while you're drinking Taco Bell or eating Taco
Here's
Bell.
what here's what
Yeah.
Taco
Like,
Bell
Thank
drinking
you,
Taco
Taco
Bell does sound.
Here's what Taco Bell
They
actually needs
They
to
call
do.
it the liquid taco.
They
It's
just
delicious.
need to create a freaking like franchise like that they own that's like legit, that's Mexican food. It could be the same fucking food, and then a bar. Attaching a bar to a Taco Bell is just
It'd be amazing.
I don't.
Genius.
Well, is it
No,
amazing?
they have a
though?
thing called Cinnabon Delights on their thing, and pair that with alcohol.
No, see
gonna
what's
be a good
happening
time.
here. You guys have all seen Demolition Man, right?
Of course.
Yes.
All
Taco
restaurants
Bell
are
is going
Taco
to take
Bell.
over the world.
Taco Bell is the only restaurant that survives the franchise wars. Well, since the franchise wars never actually happened, Taco Bell is doing the next best thing, and they're just assimilating everything. So
Well, yeah,
they've got
like,
the
the-
Doritos, they've got the Cinnabon, they've got
The
what was
Taco
that?
Bells with the KFC and the Pizza Hut are the best.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
and-
what? Taco
Well,
Bell is terrible.
It's the same company, and they own them all. And there's some that have all three in the same place. And for me, it's fucking heaven. 'Cause I love it. I love all three. They're
Well,
amazing.
it might be really awful food, and I don't have it as much.
I've already
since
had
I,
Pizza Hut after my
realized
surgery.
that. So, but the thing is, it was still very tasty, and as a child, I really liked the food.
Oh, yeah,
So
I'll say the
KFC
food itself is
KFC's
pretty tasty, but I will not eat it.
They had
I will not
they
eat
had
it.
Yeah.
the only thing I ever really liked were they had these little cinnamon stick swirls. Do they still do that?
I think
Oh,
so.
Yeah,
the
but seriously,
best.
you guys gotta try the Cinnabon Delights. Oh my god, it is literally heaven in your mouth.
What
It
was
is
that?
like
What does it have to do? Is it like a taco thing, or is it just like
no,
literally a
it's
cinnamon
like
thing?
it's Cinnabon, like it is actual Cinnabon recipe that they sell through Taco Bell.
with
and
like
it
a
is freaking
Dorito shell
amazing.
to it, or like
No, I will send you the link because I don't know the actual like food terms.
Just
to
send
describe
me.
what's
Just
in
go.
it.
Just send me one. Just mail it to me.
Link it. Link it.
Just mail it.
When you send the
Zelda.
ostomy bag out, just send me one of those. You know, just same transaction.
Yeah, you'll.
Here you
you'll
go.
already
Here's
be-
from the Taco
Transaction?
Bell website,
Yeah, you can add some
and you can
chocolate
get them in
drizzle
2,
to your
4,
Cinnabon.
6 packs, and they're
Oh,
awesome.
6-pack.
They're basically little donut holes that have like deep fried cinnamon sugar stuff on the outside and like a melty filling in the middle. And it's
Sounds like a
awesome.
heart attack waiting to happen.
They are, but they're
I like
so
that they're
good.
no longer even like pretending to be a Mexican restaurant anymore. They know they've sold out, so they're just like, yeah.
Well, that's the
Whatever.
thing.
In the
That's the same
chat,
thing
you know
that
what's up.
Domino's did. Domino's they've dropped their Domino's pizza from their branding, and now
Yeah.
they're just Domino's. So now they're like more
Dude,
of like
Domino's
a restaurant.
Wait,
Domino's
what?
turnaround
Yes.
has
Seriously?
been amazing.
Yeah. They actually had like a whole campaign around it. I actually think it's pretty smart. I mean, Domino's
Yeah.
sucks.
we're not
but-
doing pizza
They've
anymore.
had a
Well,
great
no,
turnaround.
they're
Doing
still doing
everything.
pizza, but they've expanded their menu so much that like pizza is just like a quarter of their menu at this point. So they
The pasta
dropped the
bread
title
rolls are
from.
pretty
I
great.
mean, I do like one of the main things I do order from Domino's is their pasta.
Yeah,
It's good.
pasta
Domino's
bread
So
rolls.
I guess
pretty
that counts.
legit.
Yeah, they do like
Yeah,
chicken
they have
stuff
pasta.
You can get
desserts
sandwiches.
and-
Like
baked
pasta, and then they have
sandwiches.
pasta where you can eat the bowl as well because it's
Bread
made
bowl,
of bread.
so good.
Yeah.
Bread bowl of pasta.
Oh, it's so
Yeah,
fucking
that
good.
sounds-
Yes.
Why would you stuff a piece of bread with
It's not stuffed. It's
noodle-fied
made into a
bread?
bowl.
No,
Because
it's not
America.
stuffed. It's literally
the bowl
it's
made of
a
bread.
yeah, it's a.
I know,
bowl
but like you
that-
stuff shit into a bowl. Like I know it's not.
Well, because we want to eat the bowl
stuff.
too.
Because it's awesome and
But why
fucking
would you
delicious.
put
It's
carbs
breadsticks and
inside
pasta.
more
and
carbs?
one
because
thing.
it's America. And
Listen,
why the fuck
listen,
not?
That's what
listen.
we do.
Listen,
We're listening.
bread is the best food of all time, and if
I will give you that, but if you're already eating pasta, you don't need to put it in a goddamn bread bowl.
But if the bread is
this
really
is America,
tasty,
like he said,
Fuck
This is
fuck
America,
this, I'm
where
out.
we
well, it's
can
like
have it
having a
our way, and
breadstick with
we
your
wanna
pasta.
have
Only
pasta inside
you
a
eat the
fucking bread
breadstick
bowl.
around the pasta instead of with it.
if
Right,
you
but
want
it's
to
a-
eat
now
a
you're
bread,
eating-
blow
you're
up to
eating a
600
whole
pounds,
loaf
you are free to
of
do so.
bajillion
It's really
things of
thin. It's not
breadsticks.
like it's super fucking thick.
Does it also come
Like-
with a marinara dipping sauce for when you're done with it?
I don't think so.
No.
It doesn't come with a dipping
You
sauce,
can get
but you
dipping
basically have the
sauces.
sauce. Yeah, you can get it with sauce. It's just like
What sort of
breadsticks.
travesty is this? They can't give you a bread bowl filled with
There's
pasta
sauce
without
in the
dipping
pasta.
Well,
sauce.
no, it's because the bread bowl is going to be like eaten as it's really hard to describe unless you're looking at a picture, but it's like the pizza version or the pasta version of pizza. That's what
No,
I'm
no,
trying
no,
to
no.
say.
It's a bowl that other stuff's in. You have to rip it apart and you have to
Yeah.
dip it in stuff. They
No.
have to serve you
No,
dipping
no.
sauce by law.
But it has an awesome
The laws
like.
according to Dark.
If
Garlic,
the laws were
olive
upheld, I
oil
think these
stuff.
restaurants could be charged for murder. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think you are absolutely right.
It's their fault.
Good. So good.
All right. Have you guys seen the new Muppets TV trailer?
No. Yeah. Oh,
TV?
that's,
Nope.
yeah. What?
I saw the
They're making a
Supergirl
new
one and
Muppets
that's it.
movie?
No, it's a TV show, and it looks awesome.
What?
Does it look awesome even though it's still the Muppets?
Yeah, first off, the
Whoa,
Muppets
are
are
you
awesome.
bad-mouthing the
Whoa,
Muppets?
Whoa,
Not
whoa.
about nothing. The Muppets awesome as in
Let's take
like
the
a
stream
movie.
down. We got some
in
shit
its-
to
Yo,
settle.
all right,
Yeah,
this podcast is done for.
Yeah, David, what you did there, the way that tone of voice you used, that was like the Muppets.
That's-
Really, as in you don't like the Muppets.
That's
No.
the first time I've ever seen
No,
heard
no.
Chaos
Sit
just
in the
go
corner
like
and think
be
about what you did.
disgusted by something. He's just like,
No.
But anyway, but the
yeah, what's this about? Tell me.
okay,
Tell me.
all right. So the Muppets are coming out with on ABC. It's they're paying me to tell you this, by the way. So it's like a new, it's like the reality show, like a behind the scenes,
CBS
behind
cares.
their variety shows, stuff like that. So it's basically like it's very similar to like The Office or like one of those shaky cam and like confessional TV shows or something like that, where and it just like you follow the Muppets around in their daily lives. And it looks pretty funny, the opening trailer. So.
I
That's
need
it.
to see
Yeah.
this now.
You need to go see it. Has anybody else seen it?
No.
Anyone? Is that Stark?
Crickets.
Crickets?
No. Like I said, the only trailer I saw today was the new Supergirl one.
Which
Supergirl?
that was my next question. Who saw that one?
Yeah, what's this?
Anyone else? Just
It's
me and Mort?
it's like a 6-minute first.
Like
Oh, you
a
saw it
t-
too?
Like
Awesome.
a TV
I did see
movie
it.
or
I did see it.
cartoon?
No, it's a TV series.
Yeah.
Based from the guys who made Arrow and The Flash, which are arguably the two so far best comic book TV shows.
Is it? I mean, I would argue
Collectively.
iZombie is really darn good.
What about
but-
the new Daredevil?
But
I
that's,
heard that's
I would
pretty
say
good.
that's
My
yeah,
dad
That's not on
loves
cable,
again,
though.
not
That's not on cable, yeah.
traditional like
Doesn't count.
over the air broadcast stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
But
Like,
Daredevil is
that
awesome.
had its own. Yeah, it's a great show, but like a slightly different, same medium but slightly different. You know what I mean?
Because it's not
Like
on Netflix.
internet based. Whereas like broadcast networks have a way different audience, way different advertising skew
That's
and
true.
monetary chain.
This is true because I don't watch TV
yeah.
at all, so I'm definitely not
Yeah,
among their.
and the only
clientele.
network I really even watch is the CW, just because they're a much more creatively focused network. Like,
Yeah, ever since they stretched out the shows even more so than they felt like they used to for like 99% of the show's commercials, I'm like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna keep
it's
with
still for
YouTube
like
now.
40s, like, but like the CW reason I like them is like their CEO is like, well, if the shows are good and they're having fun making it, I don't care about ratings. They can finish their show.
See, I wish Fox would adopt something like that because all their best shows always get canceled after the first season, and it's
But at
just
least they put
sad.
them on the air. Like other networks outside of the CW don't. But the Fox is too big to do what the CW does because they have to compete with CBS, ABC, and they can't because they don't have as big of an audience as they used to. But it's still too big to be creatively focused because they need to make money.
It's just disgusting. It's
Have
disgusting to
have
me.
you guys watched the Fresh Off the Boat?
No.
I have wanted to. It's been on my queue to watch
It's
because
re-
I heard it's really good.
It's a huge. I think it's a huge success. I think it's really funny. I think they hit all the right notes with it.
Fresh Off the Boat somehow strikes me as sounding racist.
No, it's a terrible title.
That's the gimmick.
But it's. I mean, the original source material is actually named that too. It was created by. I forgot the guy's name, but he's an Asian chef. So he wrote a book series detailing his childhood, and then it got adapted into this TV show. And that's what the
So-
original source material
So
was
it is
titled.
racist. Okay.
It's a racist term. Yes, it's not specifically originate. It's a bad term.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm not
Okay.
defending it in the slightest.
Teachers defending
Anyway,
it, you heard it
apparently
here.
a really funny show.
It's really good. Go check it out. But yeah, back to
Is
the
it on-
Supergirl trailer.
Is it on Netflix?
It's not on Netflix yet. It's on
It's
Hulu.
in its first season yet. It's still on air,
Who
so
uses
it can't
Hulu?
be.
No, fuck Hulu.
like,
no,
yeah,
I think
I do every
they
now
only
and
had
then.
They only had a 13 episode series and it's ended. So the whole
Oh, it
season
is.
should
Well,
be-
then it won't be until next fall when it can go up on Netflix
Yeah.
because of ABC's deals with them.
Bullshit. Such bullshit.
I really wish companies would invest in their own streaming stuff. Like, for as soon as the season is done, you can go watch the whole season again.
So
Like the
Tejan Lee,
HBO model.
in
Yo,
9 months,
yo.
Exactly.
remind me to watch this, okay?
I'll tell you to watch Fob.
Mark it in your calendar now.
I'm just gonna text you Fob. How's that?
Yes, do it. Yes.
And if you don't get it,
And,
then you're
and
lost.
it's not gonna make sense to him because he'll have forgotten what that
Then
actually
I
bad.
can text him
means.
back and like, what do you mean? And if he doesn't know, then I'll just ask Google. Google can tell
But
me.
anyway, Tejan, what did you think of the trailer?
All right. It was there's too much to it. I think it took way too long to get into it. I think the show's gonna be a lot better than the trailer is.
Yeah, I think it's a bad trailer.
I mean, I love the promotional material that they released with the smiling Supergirl and stuff like that. I think that was a lot of fun. But I don't think, and it's fine. But this 6-minute trailer thing was just so cheesy. It gave away too much plot. It was weird. I don't know. I don't know why they did it that way. I don't
But
think
I
it's
like
playing
the
their favor.
information we were given. Like, the setup is cool. Like, she's going to be maybe potentially working with the government, and Hank Henshaw, who becomes, Cyborg Superman
Right.
in the comics, and all that stuff. And they're really, they're from the guys who really like comic books, the two showrunners.
Is it in the same
really
universe?
like comic books. They have yet to say, and CBS actually owns the CW, like, they're part of the same family network. And they can cross over. I don't think it will.
I
But
kind of hope they don't.
on The Flash, they just teased, like, the mother of all teases in Hal Jordan. Like, as, like, too much of a tease to have him not be on the show at some point.
Right,
It was directly in your face, we're talking about Hal Jordan.
Uh-huh.
And if they're going to do that, because they've been pretty coy about stuff like that, and, like, done stuff they said they weren't going to do, I think CBS and CW may be partnering up and CW might be getting the budget for Arrow and Flash to, hey, you're going to have Green Lantern because Supergirl's going to be on your show too or something like that, because it would be freaking cool.
If they just
like-
tie it back to those the movie series too, I really think they.
I
have
think they
something
shouldn't.
there.
I think they should just, you know what? Fuck movies. Put it on TV. That's where superheroes' best stories can be made,
That's
is
where
TV anyway.
That's where
It is
DC
true,
DC
yeah.
has done their best through the animated universe. First off,
and
then,
that was episodic, episode to episode.
Yeah.
Like, you get better characterization, better storytelling. It's a better way to do things. And, like, internet TV, is,
Especially
like,
when
a
there's a
new way.
massive, like, comic book,
Movies
like,
make too much money.
driving a
Like,
hero,
the
their entire
spin-off to Arrow and
backstory.
Flash is so ambitious. I can't believe it. Like, have you read the synopsis for it, Tejan?
I have not.
It's basic. Rip Hunter, like the guy who, like, watches time or whatever,
Yeah, I know.
isn't he
I know
one
who
of the
that is,
Watchers?
yeah. Yep.
He's coming back in time to fix a calamity. He's going to bring in Sarah Lance, who on Arrow is dead somehow, but she's going to be in the show.
I hope
the
Mr.
Atom,
Gold's
a bunch of
involved.
villains, a bunch of heroes, and it's all going to be set, like, separate in a, like, alternate kind of thing to Arrow and Flash, which is ambitious as shit.
Yeah.
And if they're going to do that, they got some serious balls, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be awesome.
So speaking of things that are awesome, did any of you fuckers go see the new Avengers movie?
Oh yeah.
Twice.
Finally.
I have not
Okay. So
Wait, who
can we all-
hasn't?
I have
haven't.
not.
What's wrong with you?
God damn it.
I can't go to movie
Just kidding. I'm
theaters.
just kidding.
They make me dizzy. I get sick. I have to wait till movies come out so I can see them at home.
Okay.
That
So you won't be
sounds
completely
terrible.
lost.
You should find some cheaper theaters to go to, a little, like, that are going to have less traffic, because it's totally worth it on the big screen.
No. The big screen is my problem. There's something
Oh,
about
I thought it
like
was
my
people.
my vision and like look. No, it's not people. I don't mind the people. I mean, I hate people, but like that's not the issue with the theaters. It's like actually going to a theater and watching it. Something about the size and the distance. I get super dizzy and get a massive
So you need to
headache.
go to one of those cheap theaters with the small screens.
Also true. Though I've been in some cheap theaters where the screens are too big, which is weird, because they're really old.
I've never been to one of those. All the cheap ones I've ever gone to have the small screens, and you're like, "Am I really in a theater? Is this right?"
Well, like, it's too big because it has
I
the wrong
remember they-
aspect ratio, because it was so old. It was like when 4:3 was the standard.
Oh.
And the screen is
When was
massive.
4:3? I thought it was always 16.
But not like it's not 16:9. It was like not the new standard of the digital standard. It was the old film
Okay.
standard, because they never even converted it until
So-
2010 to digital.
Even then, that had to be fuzzy as shit.
Oh yeah, until they changed the screen, it was
Yeah, but we
pretty
had
bad.
nothing to compare it to, so we all thought it looked great.
Yeah.
No, I was not one of those. I was one of those people who would walk into someone else's house who had one of those big ass TV screens, and they're like, "Look at the size of my TV. I spent $10,000 on it." And I look at him like, "Your picture looks fuzzy," and that's all I would have to say about it.
You'd hate me because I have an HD television that I still use standard cable on. I don't have HD
know what?
service.
Oh,
It's a smaller picture on my big TV. Like there's a black box around like the
Just-
smaller screen in the middle of the TV.
I have a
Oh.
couple channels even on my HD package that are still like
It's
some
too-
commercials are still in standard and
It's
stuff.
too
and
fucking
very
expensive.
frustrating.
I swear to
I don't
God.
understand why they even broadcast in standard definition though. Like,
Because
A lot of-
Because
cheapos.
it's still getting business.
can't
Well, like-
buy standard definition TVs anymore, but they still broadcast in standard definition. I
It's-
don't understand.
I
The-
think
the
until
network
they
to produce it
detect
is
that
already
no
there.
more TVs are receiving it,
It's expensive
then-
to upgrade from the old stuff to the new, like
It is.
really expensive.
Or at
And to
least-
produce new content too is really expensive.
Okay, so I'll give you that, but like even the new content, like since Ken installed a antenna on our TV, I've seen some commercials, and they even make some new commercials in the full screen format instead of the widescreen format. Like,
Well, yeah.
why would you make new commercials for a boxy TV when
Because that's how they
Yeah.
filmed it.
like? But why? Why would you do
Because
that?
they don't
'Cause-
understand the medium. They just
Exactly.
know I have a camera, I'm going to film it, and then
And I
it's
need
for
I
my
need
car
to get an
dealership.
advertising for my business. So here's the thing.
Hey,
Yeah, and this is what's
hey,
worked in the
don't
past.
pay attention to the presentation. Pay attention to the product. How good was the product? If the product was good, then you go buy it.
And it's a car dealership. They're
Yeah,
all
I
the
knew it
same.
was going to be a car dealership.
They're all the same. It's either a car dealership or some like knockoff drug program or something. That's all they show
Question:
us.
what is the oldest commercial that you've seen that is still on television? Like you remember it from your childhood?
Mine would be an RV dealership in my area, and I'll see if they have the thing online.
It's the same
it's-
commercial.
It's kids singing the commercial for like 30 seconds with the dad talking at certain points, and it's been on the air for probably 20 years at this point.
Oh man.
I
Still
don't
hasn't changed.
have any such experience whatsoever. I don't watch TV, and I don't live where I grew up, so I've got both of those things going against me.
Hey, do you guys remember the Christmas M&M's commercial where the two M&M's meet Santa and then one of them?
Yeah.
fancy-
Oh my God!
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
I
that
do
is
That's
remember
still
that.
Right.
that's from when I was like 12. And then there's
Yeah.
And then one of the
there's an Easter one with I forget it was the chocolate eggs, but it's from like it's such an old commercial.
Oh, the Cadbury
That
eggs
one.
where all the animals are auditioning to be the
Exactly.
Yeah, that
yeah,
one
they're
is
all
That
really
one
like-
is older than me.
Yeah.
I
That's
forgot about that one.
That's still in 4x3, but that's still on TV. Those are the only two I can recall. But
And you'd think they'd make enough money to make a new one.
Yeah,
there's
it's
charm in
so
there's
easy
charm
to
in
be
the
able
old
to-
one though. That's the point. They don't need to.
True,
they're going
it's not a
after
bad
nostalgia.
commercial.
When you have that legacy item right there, like you don't even need to advertise. Like people just go to the store and go, "It's Easter. I'm going to buy all that."
I mean,
chocolate."
where are you going to get a new bunny?
A bunny
That's
that
also
goes off.
that's a good point. It's like, why do they bother with the advertising? You go to this, you know what you're gonna buy.
For-
Like it's not like it's like I feel like the same way with like Coke and Pepsi and M&M and Reese's. You know what Coke and Pepsi and M&M and
But-
Reese's are. Why are you on the fucking?
But
Because-
TV?
first off,
economically,
'cause
you
they have
take,
so
you
much
take
money.
yourself off the board, it just drops immediately. Like, it is crazy how fast you kind of forget about things.
Yeah,
Like-
it really does depend on the item. Like again, Apple and Coca-Cola are always going to advertise all the time.
So-
They're always
so
going
let
to
me
be
ask
face.
you
They're
guys
always
a
releasing new products. The Cadbury egg, never releasing a new chocolate. It's
So
just
this
that.
is related. Let me ask you guys a question. So, when I went to watch the Avengers, I saw once again the same commercial or the same little thing for silencing your cell phones and pagers, but it was by Eminem, and it's like
That was
they're-
funny.
They're starring in their own little movie, and they're like trying to defuse a bomb and whatever, and they're fucking everything up, and then the phone rings. But seriously,
Did you want to see that movie?
yes,
I want to
you
see that
watch
movie.
An Eminem's
I want to
themed
totally
movie
see that movie. That
where
looks
they're-
awesome.
where they're doing a spy cliche but fucking everything up along the way. Would anyone other than myself and Tejan Lee like totally be down to
I'd watch it.
Oh, I
Dude,
would
I'd watch
totally
I saw the Lego
see that
movie.
movie.
I'd totally be
It's,
down.
Yeah.
it's such a brilliant idea. I also immediately thought of the Lego movie. I'm like, this would do so well. And all the M&M's characters are hilarious. Like, they need to do this.
And they're already pretty much an established brand, like their characters. We all kind of know who they are, so it's pretty easy to just throw them all into their own little adventure. It would be, I'm like, Eminem, you should totally do this.
think
Lego's
that-
doing it. You should
I
do
thi-
it too.
I think the bad guy
Yeah,
should
I
be
love how, like,
Skittles.
that's like the third conversation today I've had about, like, dude, this stuff, like, writes itself. Why can't people just get shit done like that? Like, there's so many things where I'm like, man, it could be so much better. Like, the new Assassin's Creed. Why the fuck won't they make an Assassin's Creed that's set in the 1960s? You got so much cool shit going on in the 60s.
Well, they just got
so
to
many
London,
cool
didn't they?
assassinations,
They have
like all those political assassinations, the space race. Like in the lore, there is an apple on the
I don't know.
moon,
I think,
and
I
they
think,
can't get a game in that setting.
I think you don't want to do the '90s because it's still too close to like
The
it's still
60s
too
though
relevant.
is like
yeah, but like there's so many like important assassinations that we can still remember, and you don't want to like trigger that, in a way.
I don't know. Like at some
Well,
point,
you wouldn't be. They wouldn't. I would assume that they wouldn't be having you do the important
no, I know, but it
assassinations that
still
were.
alludes. It's still like
JFK, oh
tied
my
to that.
God.
It's still the same
Yeah.
idea.
That'd be
But
so amazing.
I would love to see that game because, like, in the lore of Assassin's Creed, the Templars killed JFK and all that. It's like I want to see that game. Like, it's
you
in
have
the
to be
lore.
on the hill.
Like, it's all
Pull the
there,
trigger.
and it was their political spin. Like, there was no guy on the grassy knoll. It was all them
Cadbury 1982.
creating misdirection to get to kind of pin it on
Is
certain
this
people.
what
and-
they said in the game?
It's in if you dig around enough in a couple of the games, it's all in there.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, and like the lore of Assassin's Creed is like so, it's got so much potential, and they don't always do the best job of working with it.
Well, especially since they've turned what is an awesome game with a really expansive lore, and then doing that we have to have a game out every 5
Yeah, they're
months.
trying
Yeah.
to put a new one out every year. I think is what Ubisoft.
I don't think
said
they're
for that.
focusing
Yeah,
on. I don't think they're focusing on good enough historical characters. Like
Yeah,
Napoleon
they're just
is in
making
Unity,
one.
and Napoleon would have been a great character to be like someone the whole damn game. You meet him like twice, and he's barely there. Like, dude, it's fucking Napoleon. Like, of all the people in the French Revolution era, why is he not a person you focus on? I
So-
don't understand.
So I've got another question now. Talking about companies that spit games out so rapidly. So is anyone else like me where you like to have a good 3 to 5 years in between releases of a game in a franchise? That
Depends on the game.
Still waiting for Half-Life 4.
Yeah, I've kind of okay. So Valve has problems. We all know Valve has problems with releasing.
They
Just
failed elementary.
Just do Left 4 Dead 3. What are they waiting for?
Yeah, that literally writes itself because they're so easy.
I still think it'd be hilarious if they wanted to create as many 2s as they can before releasing just a major game. They just title it 3 and it has the sequel to every single game. And ones like Half-Life and Portal, they are like the same thing, so that
I think
you're
Valve
playing a character
refuses
that goes
to do a
through both
3.
universes.
I think that's the point. They just don't want to do any 3s.
Then they should just come out and say we're never
Have
ever
they-
doing
have
it.
they-
Stop asking.
That makes me wonder why they haven't said that definitively. Have they ever said any word on the subject at all?
No, it's all been kind of coy. They've
Don't
said,
worry
"Hey,
about
we're
it."
not doing it right now."
Oh my god!
They're going to release F4. They're going to do the Star Wars.
I'm just
And now we're
but, like,
introducing
Dark-
Portal
Half-Life
4.
Dark, back to your
Confirmed.
point. A franchise I really like that's taking its time and doesn't have a lot, or two franchises. This is from the same producer, Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
Yes,
Like, there's always a really long time
Yeah.
between releases.
I really
and-
like that. It gives you. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm just
Oh, it's-
excited.
Yeah,
But yeah, it totally gives you plenty of time to sink your teeth into it. Then once you're done with the game, you can kind of marinate on it for a good long time to where you kind of get nostalgic about it.
Yeah.
And then the next one comes out and you're like super pumped for it. You're like, all right, I'm ready to do this all over again and start the cycle all over again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but what if the game sucks?
Well, the last one definitely didn't. It
I mean, what if it
lasted
does?
so long that years after there was still more. There's still more mods. There's still more Let's Plays that were being produced. Currently. So
Typically, if you take your time with creating a game,
Yeah.
like the first two Elder Scrolls games were not particularly good, but they were kind of groundbreaking in their
oh
own
yeah,
way.
they totally were.
back in the day. But they were definitely not what I would consider good games. But they built upon what they learned with each one, and then by the time the third one came out, they actually made a genuine game that got critical acclaim, and everyone drooled and shit their pants over. It was amazing, and so they've been able to kind of keep that up. They learned what works, and
Yeah.
then they just kind of focus on putting the quality into it. Whereas, so a lot of stuff that's kind of spit out every single year, to me, it feels like it's lacking that extra love that usually goes into
Yeah.
these projects that take a lot longer.
Well, I do get a lot of them, all the Assassin's Creed games generally get 2 or 3 years of development, and it's a different studio doing it. But that, and I think, in and of itself, is the problem because it's inconsistent on the
Yeah,
year-to-year
they're very
releases.
disjointed.
Because they don't feel the same because they're not the same. Different writers, different engineers, different people doing the marketing, different people doing everything.
Just the same
And-
brand.
Yeah, different brand, same face, different guts, basically. And I don't like that.
Yeah, that's incredibly jarring to me too. I had the same experience.
Every Treyarch Call of Duty I'm playing because those dudes are awesome. They make great games. All the others, never gonna play them.
Yeah, I'll compare Call of Duty to if Valve went crazy and decided to make a Left 4 Dead every single year. You know what? I would actually like that because the stories are super simple. They're always like based on some sort of like horror movie cliche. There's really no investment in it. It's just kind of like a party game that you play with 3 of your buddies, and you just have a good time for an evening. And that's all it is. That's kind of like what Madden is. You just sit down with some of your buddies and you just play a little bit of it, and it's super easy to just drop in and then drop right back out again. So those types of games to me make a lot of sense to be released on an annual or semi-annual basis. But like with the Assassin's Creed, for example, I think that's kind of the wrong method to go on it, because if each one has their own self-contained story, each one has their own characters that are supposed to be developed.
Yeah.
You don't really have time to spend time with them, get to know them, and then kind of think about them afterwards.
That's why the Ezio trilogy is so damn good. Like, Ezio Auditore is one of the greatest characters, I think, of the entire last generation. Maybe even of all-time gaming, because it was awesome. If you haven't played 2 Revelations and Brotherhood,
I didn't play Brotherhood. That's
you should. The wrap-up to his story is really good. Like, they nail it. A lot of the gameplay mechanics, they introduce some weird stuff, but the story is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, just watching some Tobuscus even play that series, I was like, I gotta play this myself. This is too awesome of a game. Like, I loved his story, and he started playing the second game, and so I wanted to actually see the whole series. And then when they came out for free on the Xbox Gold,
I totally missed that.
It was like on the rotation. So then I got to get that one for free, and I think we had Revelations
on disc.
Oh shit,
it's a new month. I need to check and see what the new games for Gold is.
Nothing great, from what I remember.
Even if it's not great, I'm still gonna say, yep, it's mine, just because. So anyway, we have now gone over 10 minutes, and we started 10 minutes late. So we're right at quitting time. Does anyone else have anything they want to add before we actually say goodnight?
I would like to applaud the state of California for potentially setting the national precedent that abstinence-only sex education is illegal.
Holy shit, yeah, we totally were going to talk about this, and we forgot.
Oh, yeah, we can still touch up on that subject before we head out.
Yes, let's do it, real quick. So,
okay.
Yeah, let's...
Hey.
I'm a
Go, Warper.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Basically,
it's funny.
Yeah. A judge ruled that health classes focusing exclusively on abstinence as the only part of education does not meet the state's quality of good, like the standard for the public good, and that they have to actually use scientifically accurate education for sexual education courses.
Yeah, to actually tell you about what sex
they actually
is,
have had that
just say,
law
"Don't do
since
it."
2003 that you have to use scientifically accurate information in your curriculum, but it's not mandated that you actually follow it.
I like how
there's
a group
no
of people
there's no
can just
incentive
say,
to not follow it. You know
that's
what I mean?
proven, sure, but we're just not going to teach it at all. We're going to teach
Religion in America, my friend.
It's just it's like we cannot dispute it. But
yeah, this whole case started in 2012 when a group of parents were pissed at the school for because their kids were coming home with terrible information. So they went to the ACLU and were like, "Hey, we need to file a suit against the school because if our kids are learning this shit, all those kids are, and there's 40,000 kids in the school district, which is insane that one's that big, but."
That actually makes me kind of happy, though, that the parents were upset about this, because, in my little section of the world here in the South, it's usually just the opposite, where the parents are like, oh, I don't want the school teaching none of my kids about sex. My kids don't have sex. They don't know about sex. They're like Ken and Barbie down there. They ain't got nothing. It's like, oh, my God, the amount of stupid on display. It hurts my head.
I had to actually tell my grandma the other day, they were like, hey, you know what generation has the highest rates of teen pregnancy? Yours.
Yeah.
Just statistically.
What, Sonny?
Our generation actually has the statistical least amount.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why it gets so much attention, because it is actually an anomaly. This is the first time in our history that it is an anomaly for teens to be pregnant versus it being the norm.
Instead
Yeah.
of
Plus, there's also
people
the
getting
mass
pregnant at
media
13
and like
back in the 1800s.
social media side of things too that amplify when things happen. But
But again, it's because it's weird. They only
Oh, yeah.
they only pick on it because it's weird.
yeah,
Oh my god, I'm reading this article and this is terrible. So, this school was apparently not only using a textbook that literally the only thing the textbook said was that all adults should abstain from sexual activity until marriage.
What?
Yeah, that was actually in the textbook. And that has to be how old that textbook is.
So it's from the
The
1960s.
thing is, that's probably new.
Plaintiffs allege that the district was showing students abstinence-focused videos that contained egregiously inaccurate and biased information, like comparing a woman who is engaged in sex to a dirty shoe, and suggesting that men are physically unable to stop themselves once they have become sexually aroused.
What? Holy
Yep.
shit! That's like proliferating the rape culture in school. Oh
Yeah.
my god! No.
Help.
Jesus Christ.
and
Yeah,
that
this-
is why courts should be able to like legislate in these cases from the bench. Like,
Yeah, but it's not even like it was a court thing. It was the court going, "Hey, assholes, this is already a law. You have to
in this case,
follow
yeah, like
the
they
law."
actually made the enforcement happen.
Yeah.
Like that's what happens when we have poorly written laws. Is like they don't get enforced because there's no reason to.
But you know what the sad thing is? Like here where I'm at, that type of bullshit is exactly what most people want taught in their schools.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
This is the one. That's the one thing that just fucking pisses me off about living in the South.
Yeah, it's not. It's even small rural farm town Iowa. It's pretty bad. But
What's in Iowa anyway, other than potatoes?
Corn.
Mr.
whoa,
Warburg.
Corn.
we don't even grow potatoes. That's fucking Idaho.
The farm
shit.
cast.
Well, there's
Hey!
nothing there then.
No, it's
I could
just
go
Mr.
through my
Warburg
ATV
and
course,
a lack
my-
of potatoes.
Like my gun range and all that stuff. But
We don't even have potatoes.
Idaho is the potatoes. Iowa is the corn.
and pigs.
And
But see,
apparently-
I always
With a num-
associate corn with Indiana. Like that was
Nah.
the worst.
Iowa and actually
Indiana-
Iowa
no.
and North Carolina are always like number 1 and 2 for like soybeans and pigs. Always.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we've
My
got
mom-
the soybeans.
My mom just joined
You
Facebook.
okay?
Your
Oh
mom
Jesus!
joined
no.
Facebook.
Good dear
Sorry.
God in heaven, shut down the internet.
Oh no.
Clearly, she should have joined Facebook a long time ago.
Oh no. No.
You're gonna be
no,
her first friend, aren't you?
Nope.
I still haven't friended my mom. It's a
Wait,
it's
did
a
she just like
contention point.
did she just like text you or
You
something?
know what? No, I was linked on a picture on Facebook, and my mom. I mean, no, it was definitely my sister. She's like, "You need to join Facebook." And for like the longest time, she's like, "No, and I don't." Well, they fucking convinced her, or they made it for her, or something like that. God, damn it. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I can't. I don't want to. I don't friend people like.
So no more
Parents-
TFT links on Facebook?
I can't friend people like people's parents on Facebook because it's weird. Like, and I like friends' parents have yelled at me, just like, "Why have you friended me on Facebook?" I'm like, "Cause you're old and stuff." And
Because I'm not your friend.
Just distract them from the one
Yeah, the
offense by using a different one. Call them old, they'll forget
because
all
you're-
about Facebook, and they'll be mad at you for that instead.
Yeah. My default is I never use the damn thing, and then I end the conversation right there.
well, I mean, I've tagged you in like 100 things and you haven't responded. That's why. I understand now.
No, I haven't been on Facebook in a long ass time. Like ever since I figured out how to link my Twitter to it, I'll tweet stuff sometimes on Twitter, and then I just have the faith that it'll go on Facebook sometime, somewhere, somehow. I hope it does. I haven't checked to find out.
Twitter is so nice to just do posts like
Oh,
that.
I gotta make a point now, Nobod, in the chat. Soybeans are actually pretty important to the national economy. They do a lot.
They really
So they do.
do. And they're
Like,
controlled by one fucking company.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, 2 maybe.
Mr. Warburg's company. He's actually
Yeah,
the owner.
like
of
Monsanto,
Are
DuPont.
you in charge of
maybe
Monsanto?
Pioneer. But
You son of a bitch.
You
yeah,
asshole.
you know.
Also, Zach is
That would
posting
be hilarious. He
pictures
was
of
just a
himself on
secret
Instagram.
CEO.
I don't know if anybody saw that one.
What's on Instagram?
Zach is
Keegan?
posting pictures of himself naked on Instagram.
I want to see.
What?
But it's not the group Instagram, is it? Okay, then it's fine.
It's just in like without a top on. It's fine. It's just funny. What
Nah,
were we
I
talking
like
about?
you
I
just-
just and I like flipped out.
I was gonna
randomly.
try
I
to
don't
wrap this
know.
up.
I'm picturing Zach without any clothes on in my mind right now, and I
No,
don't.
don't do that. Okay.
Can we end the podcast now?
5 points from
Yeah.
Gryffindor.
We can't. Oh yeah, we have to have another topic before we can end the podcast.
I
and we
have
cannot
the
end on
perfect
Zach being
topic.
naked on
Go watch
Instagram.
the new
All
Jim
right,
Gaffigan
Teach and go.
show.
Somebody on this podcast was on Red vs. Blue last week.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't on the podcast
Uh-huh.
after that.
So that's
happened.
something we need to talk about because that's the
Yeah.
most amazing thing of all time.
So if anyone didn't gather from that, it was Lozelda.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome.
She's a space pirate now. We are in the midst of a space pirate.
Yep.
Her
Technically,
threats
it's
are real
officially
now.
Space Pirate
She has
number
a gun
2,
to all of
just-
our heads.
Yeah,
Space Pirate number
her
2.
threats are legitimate now.
That name
Like,
will go down in history. Space Pirate number 2. She was my favorite character from Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, so that was a good chunk of.
Oh, dude,
of
on the TFT panel,
what
it needs to be
I
like
was-
Jen.
That's gonna be in your
Space Pirate number
credentials.
2.
That's
There
what
we
our
go.
T-shirt, one of our T-shirts could
If
be.
we're gonna just
Oh my
have,
God!
we're not gonna actually
Oh my
write your
God!
name
We're
on the
gonna create,
billboard
like, a
outside
character,
anymore.
We're gonna create like a character poster, like like the RVB character posters, and it's just gonna
Yeah.
be your picture, like that character, and then the one quote.
Space Pirate number 2. I
Yes.
like it.
Love it.
That should
Yes.
be our first T-shirt.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a lot of what I was doing.
Make
and I
it
was-
like
some of the
tweet it
motivation
to Miles.
for what I-
Spin-off poster.
Yeah, that would be
So
great.
did you do a voice for it, or did you just use your own voice? Like,
You tell me. What did it sound
Sounded
like?
like Lozelda.
Considering Tejan is the only person who picked up on it before I actually said it, I'm gonna guess that it wasn't straight up my voice.
I thought it
So
was.
my husband even
I
like
thought it was clear.
he knew. He knew I had something in the episode, and we watched the whole thing, and it finished. He just kind of looked at me. I'm like, you have no.
You
idea
didn't
who I
tell
was,
him?
do you? No.
Well,
like,
I think it would actually be a
he knew-
surprise.
Okay, first
at
off,
that
knew it
point.
was- he
NDAs
knew
do
it
not
was-
work with loved ones. Totally.
No, like he knew I had done a voice, and he knew, like, that's why I was like, we have to watch this episode together because this is the one. Like, he knew it was in there, so we watched the whole thing, and he just kind of looks at me, and he doesn't say anything. I'm like, you have no idea which voice it was, do you? And he's like, I'm like, that's okay. That actually makes me really happy that I don't stick out as, like, a sore thumb, like, oh, here's all these people who actually do voice acting. And then there's the random person who walked into the studio one day and did that couple lines, and we can all tell that she has no idea what's happening. So, like, I'm totally okay with the fact that, like, a lot of people couldn't pick up on it until I was like, yeah, that was me. And they go, oh, I can hear it now. So... yeah, you can also... there's other random things that I did that are just, like, overlaid random places. So, like, in episode 4, when everyone's yelling at Griff for missing training, you can hear a "you bastard" in the middle of all that. That is also me. So, yeah, I got to... it was funny, because we did the lines that I needed to.
That's the
and then
tagline
they're
for the
just like,
spin-off. You bastard.
there we go. You bastard. They're just like, well, they're like, that actually went a lot better than we anticipated. So, like, do you want to do other stuff? I was like,
Yes.
yeah, of course I want to do other stuff. So they're like, here's some random pages, and like, they're like, okay, let's do this. And Miles is like, so just start yelling. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like you're really mad at somebody, and then you're like really upset, and then like maybe like give it like a war cry, like a battle cry. I'm like, I don't usually do battle cries at work, so like I need a minute. So there was a lot of like going back and forth on me trying to figure out how to do like a yelling like war cry thing without making it sound like a Tarzan yell. So that was like my default thing.
So how
Zelda!
did you manage to do the war cry? What got you going?
Speaking of-
It got better when he started giving me the lead in for like the lines that were going up to it, exactly like what was happening. Because at first he was like, just do a war cry, and I was like, why? So he was like, this is what's happening in the scene. I'm like, okay. He goes, here's what happens right before it. I'll read the line to like prompt you. And so that like helped get it, and I had to do it a couple times. But it's really hard to keep doing it because it's like, so you're in this tiny little booth that's like the size of a porta potty, and the whole thing's black and there's one light. So it's like really cramped and like kind of freaky. And there's just a window that's face level, and that goes to the other part of the booth where they actually have all the recording equipment. And there's Miles sitting there, so he's like maybe like 2 feet away from you, and he's holding his script, and you've got your script. And behind him is somebody else who's running all the audio equipment. And there's somebody else on like the little couch that's in there like taking notes, because as you're doing stuff, you always say a line multiple times, and you just do them all back to back, and you just do it kind of different ways each time. And if he wants you to do a different like those were close, but like try doing this instead, he'll give you that instruction. But if you hit what sounds good, then somebody else, he's like, okay, yeah, mark that one, and they give them all labels like letters. And so there's somebody on the couch making all the notes saying, okay, for scene number blah blah blah, line number blah blah blah, we're using take D. Okay, use that one. So it's like, so I'm in this tiny little booth, and there's like 3 people staring at me, and I'm trying, like, I've never done this before, and I'm having to try to yell like a war cry, and I'm like, so every time I would like do it, everyone would start laughing, and it makes it really hard to actually like try to get into a groove with it. But it was a ton of fun. They were great to work with. They let me do some other really cool things, both both voice-wise and just, like, being involved in various parts of the making of the episodes.
So you never really answered how you were able to channel your inner Tarzan.
I don't know. Like, that was just, like, that's
It
just
just
what I'm
happened?
trying to... It just
just
happened. Like,
happened?
getting away from the Tarzan was the hard part. I don't, like, it was weird.
I like how that's your go-to.
I don't know. It was crazy. But it was a lot of
Okay,
fun.
so-
Miles is awesome.
So for our listeners' sake, and also for my sake, because as you all know, I don't really keep up with RVB anymore like I used to. Which episode was it, so I can look that up?
Yeah. It's season 13, the current season, episode 5, and I pop up at the very end of it.
Brilliant.
So,
Brilliant.
yep.
All right, now
Pirate
see, now
number 2.
that's a good note to end
And they
on.
need to retroactively go put in Tejan's photo in the Blu-ray release.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Sneak it in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that was, Tijan, that cracked me up so hard.
It's that's what I was waiting for. Like I knew you were I knew you said you did like a voice like a couple weeks ago to me, and I'm like, okay, like, but then I forgot about the voice for a second, and he flashed the picture, and I like wasn't super paying attention. I'm like, wait a minute, there were faces, and then I roll back, rewind. I'm like, was she in there? I'm like, no, she wasn't. Okay, she's probably a voice in this episode, but I'm like, that would be funny if she was. And then, per our discussion later, I'm like, I need to make that now.
Yep. It was pretty phenomenal.
So Tejan,
What?
guess what time it is?
Guess what time it is? I don't know. What time is it?
It's mail time.
Adventure time!
Oh.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail.
Copyright! Oh, what? No, I'm kidding.
Mail. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching the TST podcast or listening to the TST podcast or watching that. Does anybody
Watch it.
watch this thing? You can find us on many different social media outlets, including Twitter. You can follow at the forum thread. You can also follow at TFT Plays. That's our gaming channel. We actually just released the new TFT Plays Castle Crashers, starring myself, Chaos Mana, Rachel, and Captain Birdman. You guys know Captain Birdman. She's pretty funny. She yells at me the entire time. It's really funny. And then you can subscribe to our YouTube channels, TFT Productions and TFT Plays. You can find us on roosterteeth.com, the forum thread. And you can find us on Facebook, the forum thread. SoundCloud, of course, but nobody in the world uses that thing.
Yeah, we've discontinued that. We don't even talk
We
about that
we
anymore.
have a Vine now. That's pretty funny, but don't follow us. Go follow Lucas the Third because he's fucking hysterical on it. Instagram, we use that fairly often, and at Tumblr. Jesus Christ, we're everywhere. Just go find us on social media. Find your social media of choice. Type in the forum thread. You might find us. If you
I
don't,
haven't Googled our name or the forum thread here recently. I wonder what will pop up.
porn. Probably the porn version. We probably have parody porn by now.
Okay, Google, the forum thread. Let's see what happens.
And then what else? What else? Do we have anything else that we're releasing YouTube wise?
I don't think so.
Well, I can announce that because of how close we're on the process, we're finally about to be on iTunes as well.
Yes, yes, that's the thing.
So that's going to be in the works. So
thing.
in the next week or so, we're actually going to be fully integrated into
You
that.
can download 110 episodes of the TFT podcast.
6th. Oh my God, we are the 6th result that I found.
What? We're not the first?
No, it's about internet forums from Wikipedia. That was number 1. But we're number 5. Our Twitter, the forum thread.
Yes.
So hey, we're up there at the top at least.
Yep.
Well, so we're just behind the actual definition of a
of
Yeah,
forum
then
thread.
2 below that is our Facebook page. So yeah, you can totally find us just by doing a Google search. We're not at the very top, but we're in. We'll be on the first page.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. And with that, we're gonna say good night. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Points, everyone. Audience, you get all the points. 500 points.
Oh, that's cheap.
Bye.
Wipe, wipe, wipe.